Hello guys, in this video we're going to talk about, is it really impossible to make it down here in Ghana? There's a lot of stories of people coming to Ghana and not making it and they're leaving. So today we're going to look into why that is and what it takes to survive. From my personal experience, Ghana is a beautiful place to live if you do crack the code and you can make more money than you can spend. But if you don't figure it out, you will run back. So let's dive into it. I keep preaching this. If you are moving to Ghana, most of the mistakes that most people make when they are moving to Ghana is they do not own the place that they live in. If you are coming from America and the UK and the like, you are not used to paying 2 years rent in advance. You are not used to paying a year's rent in advance. And if you are coming from these places, the average American or average Ghanaian American, we are used to a certain lifestyle. You might want a place to look a certain way, and it is not cheap when you are renting. So you find yourself coming to Ghana and people are renting a place, 2-bedroom apartment for $1,500, $2,000 in East Legon, Adjingano, and the like. So if somebody is renting a place for $1,500 every month, or even $1,000 every month, that person is paying $12,000 in advance. Every year you have to cough up this money. Now, when you're in America, most people, full disclosure, we didn't buy cars in cash. Most people have never come out of pocket and paid $12,000 for anything in their lives. Whether you want a car, whether you want a house, we pay everything on credit. When you buy a car, it's financed, you pay it off in 3 to 6 years. Even your phone, my phone right now, I'm still paying it off. When I went to America, I bought my phone because there's no interest on it. So why buy it in cash? I just pay it every month. I use the money for something else. People don't even buy the phone they use in cash. And then you move from that system and you come to Ghana, you put yourself in this trap where you have to pay a year's rent in advance. This is part of the reason why most people just run out of money. They have to run back. We are not used to paying out-of-pocket cash like that. It is not cheap when you are paying $12,000, $24,000 every year out of pocket. You can do something very good with it. So that brings me to step number 1. We're going to look at housing. Like, that's what makes people go broke here in Ghana. So I strongly preach that you own the house that you live in. And I attribute my success in Ghana to my house, because when I went through my ordeal with a car wash, being in court for the land that I bought and everything going south, is the fact that I didn't have to go and pay anybody 12 years in advance rent. I didn't. I stayed in my little house, mind my own business, and figure things out. And if I didn't have this house that I own free and clear here in Ghana, because I don't have to pay anybody anything, I just pay for water, I have solar. So my electricity bill is quite low, and then just find something to eat. I hang in there and things turn around. Most people don't have that little bit grace of not having to pay anybody to think and figure themselves out, and they have to leave because they run out of money, and paying rent and all that, you have to leave. And sadly, most people leave. And if you want to start something from, like, you travel to a new country, you want to start, it's quite hard. So you want to prepare yourself to succeed. You have to come in as a warrior. And that's how I came in, to fight. And the second reason why people leave is scams, right? Scams of, they are actually trying to build a house, right? But they came in here renting first. Some people come in trying to build a house, and then, they got scam with land, shady business deals and stuff like that. They get so frustrated and they leave. Not just scams, but business failures as well, right? A lot of people leave because of that, because it crushes their spirit, especially our brothers and sisters who are not Ghanaians, but, they've been hearing a lot of positive things about Ghana, and then they move here and, they have been naive to the system on the ground. And basically they get discouraged. The love for the country is not there anymore, and then they end up, running back. Another reason why most people live here in Ghana, they don't succeed, is you have to change your mindset a little bit. And I'll use myself as a personal example. When I first came to Ghana, I was very, hard-headed, really Americanized, right? And I was fighting for everything, especially my car wash situation. I just couldn't understand how the police could be so corrupt. Like, it's black and white. Why are you defending this guy? And it used to piss me off. But I came to realize that, my uncle called them the necessary evils, right? when you know somebody is clearly BSing you, what they are doing is wrong, you still have to kind of massage them. That's very annoying. You still have to find your way to be on the right side for them to do the right thing. So the way things are done here is a bit different. And if you don't adjust to it, it's extremely difficult to succeed on the grounds here. It's brutal. If you come to Ghana and you are not coming to do business, like you have your retirement money coming in, you have that residual income coming in from some rental property that you got in the UK, you got in the US, you got in Germany, you're going to live a fantastic life, especially if you own your house, because Ghana is a beautiful place to have fun. Ghana is a beautiful place to have your peace of mind, literally. It's a beautiful place to maintain your health, right? Like eating organic food and, not a lot of processed food and all that is great. As a matter of fact, right, I don't think Ghanaians will ever leave Ghana if they are doing well for themselves. And I can mention a few names of, the rappers, the musicians, the rich business people. They might travel to go around the world, but they always come back. And that's the goal. That's my goal, right? Like, travel around, have fun here and there, and then you come back. Like this is your base. And let me preach this to you. I moved to Ghana on this pretense, okay? I mean, now I'm too busy to do this, but I'm about to go on my first trip. You guys will find that out soon. As far as like, not my first trip, I've traveled to the Philippines. I've been to America a couple of times when I came here. But now I'm about to embark on the journey of why I moved to Ghana in the first place. So let me paint a picture to you. Let's say I'm living in America with my wife and kids. I did well for myself. I was at a big four accounting firm, KPMG. I have been working for myself for 5 years now since COVID, right? That I've been independent. So in that 5 years, I'll probably be in a managerial position right now. I think I'll be making 150K to 180K a year now. Uncle Sam will tax me. I'll be left with 100K, 120 if I'm lucky. That's not bad. However, accounting for daycare, bills and all that, it's not a lot of that money left when you are done. Trust me, there are people earning 6 figures in America and they are struggling, right? Like it's not a joke. So if I am to go on a vacation, like I'm about to paint a picture to you. This is why I prefer Ghana, right? Like I own this house completely outright. I might do a $3,000, $2,000, maintenance every year because we built our house out of quality stuff, so the house don't break. It's like the people are so concerned about maintenance in the West because they build their houses out of wood and the stuff that they used to do most of the construction breaks easily. Or the house is old in the 1990 something that they are not buying a brand new house, they're buying a house from somebody else. So a lot of things break. Whereas if you built your house in Ghana, nothing has broken down here in my house. I've been staying here for 4+ years and nothing has really, like nothing. The doorknob might act up from time to time and you change it. But you are talking about $40, $50. That's not something that, that stresses you out. It's based on aesthetics that I might want to paint the whole house and change things around that you might spend that $2,000, $3,000 on maintenance every year, every other year. If you choose to, you don't have to when the money is not coming in. So let's look at my situation in America when I have a good paying job and my situation here in Ghana making the same amount or even half of that. I'm still better off here in Ghana owning my house if I'm making 60K a year. And if compared to if I was making 120K a year in America. And I'm going to tell you why. I live here in Ghana. If I want to travel and I leave, I don't pay anybody anything. My water bill goes up according to my usage. My electricity bill goes up according to my usage. I don't pay anybody else for nothing. So I can travel and go around for 3 months and I owe nothing. Whereas my brothers and sisters who are in the West, right, and they come back here to, visit. Have you ever wondered why they stay here for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, and they have to go back? Because it's not easy. While they are still down here, they have to pay that mortgage, they have to pay that rent, they have to pay that internet because it's unlimited, which is a good thing, but you still have to pay that. You have to pay your car insurance. They have bills waiting for them while they are away. So aside from traveling, the money that you need for traveling, you also need money to cover you while you are not there, to pay for the bills. You are not there, but you are paying. It was from this analysis that I decided to move to Ghana. Aside from the business deal that came on my table, it was attractive to me because I felt like, okay, Ghana can be my base and I can spend 3 months out of the year just seeing the world, because I'm just not paying anybody rent. I can literally use the same rent money that I was using to pay that $2,000 a month for 1-bedroom apartment in Manhattan to travel the world, right? Literally. That was like $24,000 a year. I could use that to travel the world. It was enticing to me. Ghana, I feel like, is a place for you to build massive wealth once you have laid your foundation. And what do I mean by that? The foundation is the house. And especially if you can own the place of business, which is what I'm trying to do now. So the first thing is I tackled owning the house before I came. That was great. Now I have a car wash, right? We're going to dive into that later. And I just bought an office building for my main business, Russian Properties, where I design and build houses for people and also the sale of land. Check out some of my locations. Welcome to Afenya. A plot of land in Afenya is 85,000 Ghana cedis. I've been selling land to a lot of people. Most of the houses in the walls that you see on this video are the people that bought land from me. We still have plenty of land available for you. And if you're interested, our link is in this very video and in the description below. Reach out to us so we can talk. Afenya is less than an hour away from Accra, and they are doubling the road, so the distance will be even shorter when it's done. Pram Pram. Now, Pram Pram is well sought after due to its proximity to the beach. People love the beach fronts and the beach vibe in Pram Pram. Now, Pram Pram is not too far away from the main city, which is Accra. Less than an hour drive, you are in Accra, and they are doubling the main Tema Adan Road. When that's done, the distance will be even shorter. We also have land here going for 85,000 Ghana cedis per plot. So I want to own the place of business because I completely, in as much as, as an investor, because that's my background, I'm a trader, investor, all that. That money, I could make an argument that I can make a higher return on that capital, but it's not guaranteed. Real estate comes with minimal risk. Once I buy this building, right, which I've bought, and I'm in the process of finishing it up and moving in there. The same concept I was talking about, somebody renting an office, a place to stay, I apply the same thing to the office. The kind of business I do and my clientele, which is you guys. You guys come, you stay in East Legon because you like to have fun. You stay in, Adrian and Co. And you want to come and see me at the office, or you want to come and see where we stay. Some people, when they buy land, they want to see your office for them to feel secure. It happens. They will send somebody there. Some people, before they send you money for you to do their kitchen for them, they will send somebody to come to your office. So I felt like, why not serve your clients and come to prime locations of Accra, where most of my clients are when they come to Ghana. And my friend, rent over there for, a standard good space for you and your workers, you are paying $1,500, $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month easily. And you have to pay a year in advance, my friend. That's a lot of money, right? So me personally, just doing the math in my head, like even if it was $1,500 every year, and I have to pay somebody this amount, $18,000 every year. What if business doesn't go well for 1 year, or something happens, like and I have to pay my landlord and I get kicked out? I just think from that angle. That what if? I just think from that angle. So I'd rather just own a place of business, own a place of living, and then the sky is the limit for you. Another thing that I find down here, why Ghana, I think, has been good to me, because I have my foundation set right. And I've changed my mindset a little bit to really understand how things work down here. There are plenty of opportunities down here in Ghana for you. There are just simply so many opportunities, from the business opportunities, like problems to be solved, and also the lack of credit. Just a lack of credit presents, tremendous amount of opportunity. And I'm going to tell you why. I have taken advantage of this. If you can preserve your cash in Ghana and you are connected, you have relationships, people know you. That, for example, me, people know me as the land banker. That's one of my nickname, Afenya Boss. King of fence walls, because I built so many fence walls around the land I sell. I have a few fake nicknames, and people know me for being in the real estate space and buying land, and people know me for that. I have my circle. So let's say I'm sitting down. I've done this on multiple occasions. I've made tremendous amount of money from arbitraging, taking advantage of somebody who needs money desperately. Now, I'm not saying this to sound evil. The banking system here sucks. Getting a loan is not a joke. First of all, they're gonna let you do physical, make sure you're not dying soon. They're gonna make you do a whole bunch of stuff. After that, they wanna put their hands on something as collateral, and they slap you with a 30% interest. By the time you finish this, it's a long bureaucratic process. People just look at it as it's not an option. So most people, when they find themselves in issues, they start to sell whatever they have, whether that's their car, their land, their houses. I've seen it all. In America, they do these things, but you go to auctions, you do foreclosure, and it's no different. But here in Ghana, the system is more of relationship. It's who you know. I have plugged myself in a system. And as a matter of fact, for the business I do, because once I get this deal, I bring it to the public and I give it to other people. I sell it to other people. So other people also benefit from my connections and what I've realized down here. And I do this on the average. Even today, as I'm talking to you right now, I'm taking on one. So people know that Rush, you can come to Rush when you're desperately in need of money if you can give him a good deal. Right? So I'll be sitting back chilling, and then somebody just reach out to me that they want to sell this land because they need money desperately. Let's say the land was supposed to go for 80,000 cedis. They are forced to sell. It's known as for sale value. You don't get the market's value for sale value. I'm not looking to buy land right now. I'm good. I got plenty of land that I'm not even done selling. And you want me to come and buy your land? That must be for sale value. And for sale value usually might be 30% less than the market price, 40% less than the market price. And I come on my lap and I scoop it. I have to take advantage of that. Then I turn around and resell and make profit there. It's no different for me buying stocks that's on the value and then turn around and selling it. The only difference now is it's guaranteed that I'm going to sell this. It's a matter of how long it's going to take me to sell it. And it's guaranteed. I know how much I'm going to make before I even buy it. Now, this has been a sweet deal for me. In my career as a broker, I take on distressed assets, package it nicely, and then I sell it to the public. It's been great. It's been amazing. And, Ghana, one of the things that you can bank on, right? I would say one of the things that you can bank on is real estate here in Ghana. And I'm heavily invested in this. I have multiple projects going on all the time because as a human being, you just need projects to work on. Some people in the West will rather invest in the S&P 500 every month. They are diversified, as they will call it. They do other things with their money. What I've decided to do is because, initially, again, I'm a trader and investor. That's how I made my money. Not anymore. Because I realized that I need more money than I have for the projects I want to do. And there is nothing wrong with putting your money in the S&P 500 for it to compound and stuff like that. But I am extremely passionate about the things I want to do, and that's where I want my money to go. And it didn't make sense for me to put my money on a computer somewhere when I need money to do something physical, like build my mini mall. Once you own your house, you own a place of business in Ghana, then you sit back and you get presented with a lot of opportunities if you have built the relationships so people know who you are. It will come to your table. Sweet deals will come to your table, and I get these sweet deals all the time. Recently, I sold 2 plots of commercial land by the main Shy Hills to somebody who called me. It wasn't for sale, but the person called me. He expressed what he's looking for, and he went really hard. I explained the situation to him that I come in and I do these deals. It's not ready for the public here because there's a little bit of risk to it, and the person was willing to take the risk with me, so he bought the land. The opportunity is endless, right? As I mentioned earlier, in America and the UK and everything is on credit for the most part. You never really pay out of pocket for anything. But here, your office, you pay a year in advance, 2 years in advance. Stores, even 5 years in advance, people pay, yes. So my advice to you, if you want to succeed here in Ghana, again, Ghana's not for everyone. There's a place where you need a certain type of temperament. You have to be patient, calm, calculative, unemotional about things to succeed here. If you're too emotional, overly emotional about things, too trusting, impatient, Ghana is not for you. But once you crack the code in Ghana, you can make a lot of money. For example, I'm about to, build this warehouse, right? where I'm going to be renting out generators, scaffold and all that. Simple. In America, if you have a scaffolding company, do you know how huge you got to be? Like, you know, and the fact that it's so hard for people to get access to capital is horrible. But it puts you at advantage just points by just having capital. Those will be coming to your tables, left and right, those will be coming to your table. And it helps if you can, minimize your risk and take your time, right? I mean, moving to Ghana is not something that you need to rush to do. You're not in a competition to do that, right? Sometimes you don't even have to own the house. Build an apartment building like my parents right now. I mean, they have multiple, houses and stuff like that. But they resorted to keeping a 2-bedroom apartment for themselves for this, 5 units that they built recently. That's where they want to retire. That's where they want to live. So you might not want to live in a whole house by yourself. I actually have a client who does the same thing. You might just want to live in a 2-bedroom apartment because you're okay there. But you own an apartment, so you are collecting money. I just gave it to you. I mean, before I was gonna say, set up that residual income in America and get your money coming in. That's great if you have that rental properties and that retirement money, that disability money, something. When you have that, and you come to Ghana, you will never go back. As I mentioned to you earlier, have you seen any rich Ghanaian, despite the soccer players when they retire, they all come back? Ghana is sweet when you have money. Ghana is sweet past jollof when you have money. You're not going to leave Ghana when you have money. You leave Ghana when you have money issues. That's what I got to say. Some people will say, it's frustrations, blah, blah. But if you have money, you're just not going to do the business and you're still going to enjoy Ghana. Ghana is sweet if you have money. You don't want to leave Ghana when you don't have money problems. Again, I'll back up. If people can figure a way to make money here in Ghana, they will not be leaving Ghana. Ghana is amazing if you have money. And that's why I'm preaching to you guys to plan well. Don't rush to come to Ghana. And again, Ghana is not for everyone. Maybe you are just coming for 3 months to enjoy and you go back. Maybe you're just coming back for 2 months to enjoy and go back. You have that apartment building. Let me address that to you guys as well. Some of you guys, because of, I was fortunate. My wife was fully behind me to come down here. And now we got a beautiful daughter that we're going to raise down here in Ghana. People ask me, are you going to raise your... I'm like, yes, I'm going to raise my daughter here in Ghana. I mean, are we brainwashed like that? I was raised in Ghana. I left Ghana when I was 14 years old. And when I went to America, I was sharp. In the school. So why do I think I have to send my daughter to America to go to school before she will be better off? No, I turned out just fine. So yes, my daughter is going to be raised here in Ghana. Yes. And also I didn't even know I was black when I left Ghana. I really didn't know I was black. Obviously, I didn't think I was white. But the thought of me being black never really even occurred to me until I went to America. And I feel like you can play on your self-esteem a little bit, because I was really confident. I never felt like there was somebody above me who's none of the, I wasn't aware of it. I want to give my daughter the same opportunity. So I want to raise my daughter here. Yes. So again, let me get back on track. Not everyone has to live in Ghana. Maybe your wife doesn't want to live in Ghana, but you want to live in Ghana. And, so you want to spend 2 months here and there. Then you don't have to rush and go build yourself a house. And then taking care of the house. And when you are gone, somebody's there and there's a lot of issues. Why don't you invest that money in an apartment? Again, we need to start looking at numbers. Like literally, before you go ahead and build a big house or you go ahead and build a big apartment in a place where rent is only like $100 a month or $80 a month, look at the numbers and spend the money where it has to be. I'll give you an example. I'm actually going to give you an example. Okay. I spent $83,000 on a car wash at Afienya on the main Temakosomo Road. As a matter of fact, I didn't even look around to see, because people are not selling land. You got to find somebody who's in dire need of money. I mentioned this earlier. Build that person out and take it. I came from a businessman's perspective that even if I don't do this anything on the land, I buy this car wash, how much am I going to make every month? And if you make $1,000 every month, that's a good business. You get your money back in less than 10 years and you own the land and the land's going to appreciate in value. That's a good business. From there, I was okay to pay the guy $83,000 and get the land and the materials and everything and get the ball rolling. I am an investor. I didn't care about how much land is going for in the area. This was a car wash and I was buying it. So I can easily put $500,000 in this mini mall that I'm about to do, right? For construction, maybe additional $200,000 to set up, my gyms and all that stuff that I want to do. And I'm easily going to bring in $200,000 every year. Less than $1 million invested. I'm making my money back in less than 5 years. So we need to look at the numbers and stop thinking. Sometimes the land that's even $1 million might make more sense than the land that's $5,000 elsewhere. What do you want to do on the land? And what is your future cash flow? What is your cash flow? That it's return on capital, my friends. And I think we don't do enough of that. We just go for cheap land in a remote area, and then we go ahead and we invest so much on that cheap land, and we don't get a return that we deserve. Right? You have people that spend like $500,000, $400,000, $300,000 on something like an apartment somewhere in the remote area where they have like maybe 5 units, and in total they're making like $500 every month on it for $500,000. When are you gonna get your money back? 100 years? Let's start looking at the numbers. I mean, I'm not even gonna say this, but I've talked to so many people, and I advise people as well. That's the most amazing thing about using me for your projects, because I'm gonna advise you, right? I'm gonna advise you. I mean, I've been to construction sites where somebody wanna build a townhouse for themselves when they come to Ghana to relax. I'm like, how many times do you come to Ghana? How many times do you come to Ghana a year? Some of them don't come to Ghana for 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years. They come to Ghana for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, how much is Airbnb? Then you come to realize you put so much money in this thing for you to just come and spend 2 weeks in there, and you're taking care. It just doesn't make sense. Why don't you put, this location is great. Let's put some stores under first for second floor. Let's put some apartment units there. There's a hospital close by. You can get 1,500 cities. You multiply that by this. You are making a nice return on capital. So we just need to think and analyze things better when we come to Ghana, right? Just don't do things because everybody is doing it, right? It's okay to own an apartment building and have one unit to stay in. It's okay to just invest in commercial properties, because commercial properties, the return on capital is just amazing. And that's where my interest is. So now I've also put my attention to warehouses, right? Because I'm into construction and I'm going to store my materials there, but also I'm going to get to rent these petty things like the materials that I store there, right? So I'm going to save money on my, the amount of boards I buy for construction, because I'm going to buy high quality boards that can be reused multiple times. I'm going to buy my own scaffold, so I'm not going to rent it, and I can rent it to other people, make money, from it. I'm using it for free. I'm not renting. I'm making money. And a lot of other things that I want to do, right? So just use that land for a good business. Okay, use that land for a good business, and plan strategically before you come to Ghana. That's the message I have for you guys. Ghana has been great to me, despite all the challenges. It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been a walk in the park. But right now, I got multiple projects ongoing. I got so many projects to do, and not enough money to do it. And I got problems that I'm also solving. It's all part of the game. In a nutshell, I love being here in Ghana, but I'm playing a game that's difficult. I'm playing an entrepreneurial game, and I'm playing at one of the most stressful and the most lucrative arenas, and that's real estate in Ghana. It's stressful, guys. The real estate space in Ghana is not a joke, and that's why I've taken up myself to help you guys acquire genuine properties and also go ahead and build houses for you guys and all that. And if you're interested in any of that, my link is in the description below. Reach out to me so we can talk.